What's up, gamers and collectors? Back here with part 2 of the original Xbox collection. Starting out with Kung Fu Chaos. This is a really interesting fighting sort of game, I guess. Real wacky, real 90s style, even though obviously the Xbox came out in the 2000s, but cool game. This is a double pack game, so you got Sega GT 2002 and Jet Set Radio Future, which is a really cool game. I love the first one. I beat the first one once or twice. I never actually beat this one. I played it a good deal. One of my cousins loves this game to death. I think you can definitely get this one on the computer. I'm not sure about the first one, but definitely this one, like on Steam rather. So if you can't find it in the store, you can always get that on Steam. And Sega GT, they were good. The Dreamcast one was pretty good. I have that as well. So I guess this was a sequel to that, essentially. And I think there might have been a Sega GT back on the Sega Saturn, but I'm not too sure on that. So I remember when this game came out, this was pre-Mass Effect. This was slated to be an awesome trilogy, and these were hyped beyond belief, and this had a huge budget. And as you can see, there was, let's see. Is it on here? No, not here. Well, that's funny. Xbox Live subscription from like 15 years ago. 2-month free trial, not even used. That's very unlike me to do. Psychonauts, I would love to find that, but that shot up in way too much in value. I had that at one point. I sold it for like $5. Maybe it just says it on the back, but yeah. So this was funny. When this came out, this had a $1 million prize for playing online, I think it was. Was it playing online? I forget what the prize was, or what it was for, but they tried to oversell the crap out of this game. I heard, I've never actually beat this, but I've gotten fairly far in it. It's a cool game. It's a good story. Like, it could have been really awesome. Later in the game, it gets really choppy, and you could tell they kind of rushed it out at the end. Whiplash. I've never actually played this. I found this probably a few months back. I think this was on all three systems, the GameCube, PS2, Xbox. Definitely cool little platformer with animals. Very 90s-esque. Evil Dead, A Fistful of Boomstick. This is a cool game. I haven't finished this all the way through yet, but kind of like, I don't even know how to describe this. It's not really like scary game or anything like that. You just run around and just kill zombies, really. It's a lot of like close quarters, like it's in a city somewhere. And we got Deus Ex Invisible War. Picked this up a while ago. Another one of the holographic covers that I love. I love the two newer Deus Ex games. I haven't actually played that yet either. Got Serious Sam. I believe this and the second one are exclusives to the original Xbox, and then obviously they were on the PC as well. Cool games. Good, like, quick pick up and play games for like 10-15 minutes. The Ghost Recon Island Thunder games. Well, Island Thunder is one of them, but I remember playing the hell out of these when I was younger. The Ghost Recon games, just sitting there for hours, picking your load out, picking the level you wanted to play. After you beat the game, you could just pick the level, and there's multiple different ways you could tackle all the objectives and stuff. I wish the Ghost Recon didn't go to the futuristic route. I mean, most games obviously keep going future, but those were definitely good games. The Ghost Recon's on the original Xbox, and even, I guess, like the first Advanced Warfighter, or was it Warfare? I guess it was Warfare on the, I think you could get 1 and 2 on the original Xbox, but don't quote me on that. Blowout. This is a really cool, like, sideways shooter game type, kind of an adventure game, I guess. I want to say this definitely came out on the PS2. I don't know about the GameCube, but cool game nonetheless. Very cheap. Good game to pick up if you see it for cheap. Pariah. I remember wanting this really bad because, like I said in part 1, I loved the map editor in Far Cry. This has a map editor. I've never really seen any YouTuber talk about this game. It is a pretty cool game. It's got like a sandbox editor right there. You can see it for multiplayer, and then obviously you can do... Are you going to focus? No? Okay. Well, you can do up to like 4-player split screen, so Xbox is still good for that. Sniper Elite. This is starting to shoot up in value because I think this did not come out on the GameCube or PS2, so this is the only console you could get it on. Playing this kind of hurts your eyes. It looks really terrible, I'm not going to lie. So this is back in the day when Ubisoft used to make other stuff aside from just Assassin's Creed every year, repetitively. So this is a cool racing game where it's obviously like hip-hop influenced. You just make your car, this, that, and the third, and just ride around, shoot at the other homies and stuff. It's a cool game, though. Definitely worth playing. I think this... Yeah, so mature, so it probably didn't come out on the GameCube, but I know it is on the PS2. I've seen it for that before. This is almost like a disgrace to have in my collection because it's not complete in box. Every other game that I own is, unless it's cartridge-based, but every DVD or CD case I won't buy it unless it's complete in box. That's just how I am. But my cousin gave me this for free. But this is a cool game. I think this might have been the only 3D Worms game. I could be wrong on that. And Saints Row, or not Saints Row, San Andreas rather. Good game. I played the crap out of this on the. Well, look at that. I guess this doesn't have a manual either. Need to hunt one of those down. But yeah, we've all played this. I would say graphically it's way better on the Xbox, but control-wise, it's just like Metal Gear. It just belongs on the PlayStation. State of Emergency. This is a really weird, cool game. Cheap, though. You run around the mall and neighborhoods and this and that, and you just cause a state of emergency. I don't have a ton of racing games, but these Rally Sport games are pretty good. Graphically, they're really good, too. Yeah, as you can see, I mean, the Xbox was very good graphically. It was definitely far beyond the other systems, especially on their exclusives. That's why I love collecting for their exclusives, because they just look really good, even to this day. And I have a Frame Meister, so if you upscale them, they look even better. And I plan on getting a 4K TV soon, so I don't know how the Frame Meister would work on a 4K, if it would actually like make it look really good at 4K or not. But Ultra Bust-A-Move, I love the Bust-A-Move games. They're definitely fun pick up and play games. Found this cheap the other day for like $1 or $2 at a antique shop. Just has a bunch of like the old ass Tecmo games, Tecmo Bowl, Rygar. I don't even know what that is. Bomb Jack. Never played that. I have played those though. Rygar's good. That's an NES game, so Tecmo Bowl obviously was an NES game. And this is where it all started for Forza. This is the arcade one. The reason I got this is so that you can actually update your Xbox, just in case I ever want to do a soft mod to it. I don't know if I ever want to go down that path, but maybe one day. Of course, there they are bragging they're better than Gran Turismo 4, which that's debatable. I don't know. It depends on which one you like better. I like both of them, honestly. This still really holds up pretty well today. Cheap game too. You can get these for like $5. This is another exclusive. Metal Jesus Rocks always rants and raves about this game in his Xbox videos. Cool game. Never was a fan of the show, but it is a good game nonetheless. I just got this the other day. I've been looking for this for a long time. You never really see this in stores too much. This was obviously... Other than the two Viva Pinata games, Perfect Dark, and then Banjo Nuts and Bolts, this is like one of Rare's last good games they ever produced. Hopefully Sea of Thieves is pretty good, but only time will tell. I think Sea of Thieves is going to end up being an online-only title to where you have to play it online, but it does look pretty badass, I'm not going to lie, so I might get it. Colin McGree's Rally. Another rally game. I like the rally-type games. They're pretty cool. This has a good amount of cars in it for back in the day. I think there's a sequel to this too. I guess it's probably 2006 Colin McGree Rally. Not sure on that. Another Metal Jesus Rocks game that he recommends. I don't have the first one. I saw it the other day, but they wanted like 25 for it, and I was like, eh. So I actually ended up getting this for $5 still sealed, and I opened it. I got it on eBay. From time to time, you'll still see huge lots or like bulk lots of certain Xbox games being sold for like really cheap. So keep an eye out. Keep checking eBay. I remember renting Sudeki from Blockbuster way back in the day. My mom didn't want me to get it because of the cover, obviously. I was like 14. I was like, Mom, it's just a video game. But this is a cool RPG. Definitely a good exclusive. Give it a shot if you ever see it at a store. Crazy Taxi. I played the hell out of the first two. I've yet to touch this one, but I heard it's pretty good. This must have been a really early game because it doesn't have the box like the rest of these do. So, not sure, but I'm guessing this must have been a very early on title for the Xbox. Oh man, I would love for Microsoft to remake this series or make a sequel somehow. This is on the same league of MechAssault and Halo to me for the original Xbox. Many a nights I stayed up playing this game. It's just an awesome flight game. Definitely pick this up if you see it. And here's Sega GT Online. You can actually play this offline too, but I think the big feature was that they've added some really good offline features to it. But also another exclusive. And here we got Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. This is a really good game. I think they've redone it for the more modern systems, but I could be wrong. Phantom Dust. Supposedly, got some good stickers going on some of these. Supposedly they're making a sequel to this, or it might be a reimagining. I'm not entirely sure. And then it got halted, and there hasn't been any talk about it since, I don't know, a year or two ago at this point. So we'll see if that ever ends up happening. And in part 1, I mentioned there was another one of the Outlaw volleyball games. Blockbuster exclusives. So you can find these all day, but the trick is to finding the actual like inserts and stuff. It's kind of hard to find that. But as far as the Outlaw stuff, I think that was the only two exclusives. Was the volleyball, and then I guess just the plain Jane volleyball game was also exclusive to the Xbox. Volleyball was big on the Xbox for some reason, which is kind of weird. Oddworld Munch's Odyssey. This was a launch title too, I think, or in the launch window at the very least. Cool game. I wish I forget what is the company's name that makes them. I guess Oddworld Inhabitants, maybe. I kind of wish the Oddworld type series or genre would come back. Not a genre, but I guess it's a series rather. They were always cool games. These are also some of my favorite original Xbox games. Pandemic, love them. I actually have the strategy guides for both these two. I bought these day one, way back when. I remember being hyped for so long to get these. I'm actually reinstalling two on my PC right now. It plays a little bit better on the PC just because higher frame rates and stuff. And obviously, this is definitely shooting up in value very quickly. Again, I don't really like to talk about prices just because I don't want people to blame that on me. But I remember buying this day one too, getting the strategy guide for it. So initially I got really frustrated with it. I got to like the lava racing level and I just couldn't do it. So this was at a time where YouTube wasn't even a thing yet, because this was one of the last original Xbox games. So this was 2005, I guess, or maybe late 2004. But I remember having to run out and get the strategy guide to get this so I could beat it. But I love this game to death. I've never actually played. I have the first one too, but I've never beaten that one all the way through. But I think the only real differences are the cutscenes. Alright, we're going to knock this last little stack out, and then we'll go on and do a part 3, which will be a short part 3. Chronicles of Riddick. They did redo this for the 360 and the PS3. Well, so they did a sequel, and then it also had this repacked, redone graphics for the PS3 and 360. These are really good, underrated games. Very, very dark, not platformer, but more of like an adventure kind of game, I guess. But definitely worth a playthrough, and you can get this very cheap. I tried playing this. I bought it just because it was an exclusive. This game is hard as hell because the aiming is just terrible in this game. I wouldn't recommend it unless you're like going for like an only on Xbox exclusive collection or something. And this is one more title that Xbox really needs to delve back into their backlog and remake or reimagine or get a sequel to. This is basically Twisted Metal on the water. And this was, when this came out, this was touted for its like awesome water physics and that kind of stuff. I remember playing this many a nights with cousins and friends and neighbors, and this is a really awesome game. But I'm going to go ahead and do part 3 here, probably in the next couple of days, and I'll be back. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me some more only on Xbox exclusives. I'm trying to get that collection up. I really do. I've always wanted to get that entire collection just because, I don't know. To me, the original Xbox is just great for all of its exclusives that it had. So if you can help me, after I put out part 3, figure out what the rest of them are, I think I'm probably getting pretty close at this point. So, alright, well, peace out for now, gamers. Till next time.